Hello art beaters, Becky here with a new video and I hope you enjoy. If you want to keep up to date on all things art beads, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel right now. Enjoy! Hello art beaters, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Becky with artbeads.com if you're new here, and if you're looking for some inspiration to make some fabulous jewelry, you are in the right place. I have got lots of inspiration for you today. We're going to be talking about a lot of great things today, so hopefully you're ready to be inspired and you're excited. I'm going to be talking about how to use cymbals, cymbal findings. They're really great metal findings that you can use with really cool seed bead shapes. Cymbal findings. So somebody asked in the last video we did if we could talk about cymbal findings and explain what they are, how to use them, and I would be happy to do that because I think they are so cool. These are findings that are made to complement and complete special seed bead shapes like SuperDuos, Miyuki seed beads in 11/0 and 8/0 round sizes, tilas and half-tilas, and GemDuos. So these findings come in different finishes and they are clasps, they are bead substitutes. They really work really nicely with these different bead shapes. So, and Cynthia has some jewelry that she made with some of the symbols. I made some earrings with some of the symbols. So let's dive in right away to these SuperDuo ones. So SuperDuos are these little beads here, and they have kind of a pinched oval shape. So these are 2-hole beads, and this is what's going to show up in your stringing or bead weaving projects, and it has that pinched oval kind of shape there. So the findings that Cymbal has made with these to complement these beads really works nicely with the shape. So something like this you can really use to finish your bead weaving. This is an end piece. So you would just weave up your bracelet strip or maybe a pendant strip and then weave those ends into the end of the piece. Now what's great about this is you can kind of lay them out and see how that's going to work. So that's what I like to do, is kind of lay the pieces out on my work surface and see how those are going to line up there. So these are, and the holes on these line up really nicely with the holes of the SuperDuo as well. So you can kind of feed your needle through there, maybe add a seed bead on just to kind of see how it will work. And this is a tight fit because they are made to work so precisely with these beads. So you would put that on there. Let's see here if I can get it on there. There we go. So you can see that it's going to line up really nicely with that clasp there. There we go. So once you've got your piece woven, you can easily incorporate an end piece like that. Now this one has a loop on the end. You would use something like this with one of these hook pieces, and then you've got a really easy clasp to add. And I've got all kinds of different finishes for these. We've got gold, brass, silver, rose gold as well. This is a magnetic clasp that works with the SuperDuos. See if I can undo it. So you can see that's a magnetic clasp. It's got that opening that's going to work really nicely with the SuperDuo end. See how it just fits in so perfectly there? And then you could even add some on the side there as well. This one you would use in the center of your bead weaving. So let's say you've got there, and there. And you can see that this shape really mimics the shape of the SuperDuo. And it's gonna really make a nice end piece there. You could use this to kind of finish a piece, a strip of SuperDuo weaving, and then maybe add a dangle. You could put it in the center and make it sticking up and add a little dangle to the top, the surface of your bead weaving. So there's a lot of different things you can do with these cymbal pieces. Here's another one that's going to line up really nicely with the ends of that SuperDuo piece. See how that nests up really nicely. So the shapes are done really well to really work with the bead shape and complement the bead shape. And some of these bead substitutes are just fun to layer into your bead weaving. So this would be a SuperDuo bead substitute, and you could just use that with your SuperDuos. See that? So you could add that into your bead weaving and it would make just a little nice accent piece among all the colorful SuperDuos. So there's all kinds of little fun components here that you could use. I've got this V-shaped one, oops, that's going to work really nicely with the ends of that. Well, let's see here. These are so small. Yeah, so that's going to nest up really nicely with the end of that SuperDuo bead. So let's see here. So you can see that you can do all kinds of cool things with that. See how that V shape kind of nests up nicely. So this would be good on the edge of your bead weaving, and you could add like a little round seed bead here for an almost picot edge, and then you would have another SuperDuo up here at the top. So really cool pieces. So just nice little finishing touch there. I would love to add a little seed bead in the nestle of this V shape. Go through the next hole, add another seed bead there. So really fun to play with. And these cymbal findings, they come in packs, so you'll get multiple to play with in each pack. This is another bead substitute. So the front is just kind of a flat surface, but the sides are shaped like those SuperDuo beads. So they really nest up nicely, and then you can just add like a flash of metal there. That's cool. That looks really neat. Fun, fun, fun. So there's all kinds of ways to use these. Here's another loop piece. This would make a nice ending loop if you nest it up with some other seed beads. So that one really works well at the end of the shape. Really nice. So all kinds of great SuperDuo pieces there. And again, these come in all kinds of different finishes. So whatever finish you want, you've got. Then we've got findings for 11-aught Miyuki round seed beads. So these are going to be really great for the ends of something like peyote stitch. So on this one, you can see that these holes here match up really nicely with the size and shape of 11-aught Miyuki round seed beads. So you can kind of see here how that's going to work. See that? So it's very similar to the size of that 11-aught round seed bead. And you could use Toho 11-aught round seed beads with these too, because those are similar in size. So these make nice end pieces for something like peyote stitch. Brick stitch, you could certainly do something with that too. These are really, really great. And then we've also got a magnetic clasp here for the 11-aught Miyuki rounds. So this one opens up like that. That's what I love about these cymbal findings is you can just easily incorporate them into the bead weaving because of the holes. This is a bead substitute shaped like a flower, so you could incorporate that into the weaving, just use it as a bead, and then you would have this cute little flower popping up on the surface. So that's really cool. And this one is similar to that flower, but instead of a flower on the front, it has a bezel that you could add a little flat back to, add some bling to your seed bead design. So that's really cool. That adds a lot of personalization options. You could add a birthstone or just your favorite color. So that's really cool. And then we have similar symbol findings for A-dot Miyuki rounds. So you've got bead substitutes like the flower. We've got this one here that is, I think this one is a dome. Let's pick it up here. Yeah, so that one is a little dome, so you could add some studded looks. This one has these ends here that line up with A-dot Miyuki round seed beads, and then it's got a bezel opening on the front. You could add a cabochon or a big flat back, and this one would look really nice, kind of incorporated kind of into a stitch. So you could, if this band were wider, stitch it in, and then you've got this cool thing to showcase on the top of your stitching. So that's really cool. And there's a similar one here. Good morning. That kind of has like this dream catcher or starburst look. And then these are really fun, and I've got a couple examples of how these are used in jewelry designs. Loved that scalloped look. This is great for a bracelet end, or Cynthia used it here at the bottom of this peyote strip to add a dangle, a tassel. So that's really fun. And then she's got that smaller stitch in at the top here, incorporated into her peyote stitch weaving. So she has those loops at the top to add jump rings. And then of course she wove in the bead substitute flowers. So if I flip this over and show you the back, you can see the back of those flowers is shaped just like an A-dot round seed bead. So you can easily incorporate it into the stitching, but then you've got that fun decoration, that embellishment on the front. So that is a really cool finding as well. We've got some more findings on this piece. So this is another bead substitute where it's got this really cool oval shape, long oval shape on the front. But if you flip to the back, you can see the back is just the size of an A-dot round seed bead. Again, you can easily add it into the stitching. And I love how the colors and the pattern kind of just draw the eye to that centerpiece. And then the stitch is decreased here on the ends, and then this end piece is incorporated into the center of the stitching. And because that symbol finding has a loop on the end, it's easy to add chain or a clasp. Really, really nice. And then this is another one that has those end pieces stitched into the peyote stitch. And then we've got these bead substitutes here that have that studded look. Again, you can see on the back that they are round like the seed beads, so really easy to work into your stitching. These are a lot of fun to play with. It's fun to just play around with them and add them into your weaving as you work. And then before you kind of really tighten things up or cinch things up, make sure they look cool and then keep going, add more or readjust if you need to. So these are a lot of fun to play with. And because they come in packs, you've got a lot to experiment with. Take a look at that one. So that one's a really another fun end piece that you could incorporate into your weaving and then use that loop at the top to add a dangle like Cynthia did in this necklace, or add your clasp to a bracelet strip. So all kinds of different things you could do there. Then we have the symbol findings for GemDuos. GemDuos are these diamond shaped 2-hole seed beads, kind of like the SuperDuos, but a different bead shape. Now the GemDuos, you could also use the symbol findings with diamond duos because they are similar in shape. And as you can see, these are going to line up really nicely with the shape of those GemDuos. And you're just going to weave in and out to get those in there. These would make super cute earrings. I think if you used purple GemDuos here, they would look like a bushel of grapes. How cute would those be? Winery earrings. We've got this one. This one is really fun. So again, you can kind of see the shape lines up really nicely with those GemDuos. You've got the holes, the stringing holes perfectly aligned with the stringing holes of the beads, and you've got those bead substitutes as well, so you can add in those fun pops of metal into your bead weaving. This is a cool piece. It's got holes on the ends there, so you could line it up with your bead weaving here, and then one on this side, and then make a strip down this way, make a strip down that way, and this would be a really cool kind of bracelet focal or even a choker focal. So lots of fun pieces to work with. This is another magnetic clasp. It kind of mimics the shape of the bead, so you can line that up there again on each side, and the magnetic clasp opens up like this. Really cool. I love it. There's some good bead substitutes for the GemDuos. This one has a little bezel for adding a flat back. So again, you could add that little touch of crystal into your GemDuo designs. Again, we've got that V-shaped one that's going to make a nice edging piece. So you would, you know, do your weaving and then add these to the edge to add a little picot edge. So you could put a little seed bead in the center of that V there. So, so cool. And again, all of these come in packs, so you've got plenty to work with. Here's a nice little loop component that is a really nice shape for ending your GemDuo pieces. So fun. It's fun. It's almost like building blocks, you know. They interconnect, and line up with these bead shapes so nicely. It's just kind of fun to play around with them and see what kind of shapes you can create. I love, love, love this piece. It's kind of a scalloped shape, and this one is going to be another great edge piece because you're going to line it up on the edge of your weaving. And then you would have this wonderful scalloped shape on the edge of your weaving. Can you imagine that going, just lining a side of your bracelet, both sides of your bracelet? That would be so, so beautiful. So lots of fun things to do with the GemDuos. You've even got this cool piece. This one is kind of like it's kind of like a frame almost for your GemDuos. So you could add that here. And then you've got a really great piece to attach a clasp or an ear wire to. That's really cool. All kinds of cool pieces there. This is another fun one. So if you wanted a loop to the side of your bead weaving, you could do something like that. You can see it lines up there. So, so cool. All kinds of things. The creativity is just going with these. And I did use one of the GemDuo pieces in these earrings. So I used this little stitch-in piece at the top of this bead woven, these little bead woven triangles, and then it made it easy to attach a chain and ear wire. I really love the shape of these, and it was all inspired by this Cymbal stitch-in. So really inspiring pieces to work with, and they just yeah, there are so many great options. Really fun. And then we have the Cymbal findings for Miyuki tilas and Miyuki half-tilas. Tilas and half-tilas are two whole square-shaped beads, and then the half-tila is half of that, so it has more of a rectangle shape. But you could definitely use these together, and I think the findings for tilas and half-tilas can also be used together really easily. Cynthia made this beautiful bracelet with one of the tila end pieces. So as you can see, this end piece has a shape that works perfectly with the Miyuki tilas. And then it's got that loop there, so you can easily add a clasp. I have links to everything that you see here in the video description. So if you want to go shopping for anything you see here, we do have links for you. Of course, all of the jewelry that you see here is in our design studio with free instructions and a supplies list, so you can go to town, get inspired. So that's a really fun way. And those end pieces come in varying lengths. So this one you could use with the half-tilas because it's going to fit in there really nicely. Or you could even use it with the full tilas, because that's going to link up in there really nicely too, I think. Yeah, so all kinds of fun things you could do. And then you could put this half-tila down here. Oh my gosh, there's just so many possibilities. And again, all kinds of finishes too, for whatever suits your style. This is another cool kind of focal kind of piece, so you could put a half-tila or a tila there, weave that in, and then you've got a really cool bracelet focal. Here's a 3 length one. So cool. Some nice bead substitutes for the tilas, add some texture in there. Really beautiful. This one is really gorgeous. Again, I think these tila and half-tila pieces could be used pretty easily with both the tila and half-tila beads. I love this one. I think it would be gorgeous at the center of a bracelet. Just, you know, do weaving on either side. And yeah, just lay these out on your bead mat and kind of play around with the different bead colors and shapes that you have and see what works. And then from there, you can kind of figure out how you want to weave with these. They are so gorgeous. I love this piece. I think this one would be a really fun focal piece in a bracelet, or even like a spacer throughout a bracelet, just to add that texture and metal accent. Really pretty. Love that. Again, comes in all kinds of different finishes. We've got more bead substitutes over here. I really like this. It's almost like a basket weave or a checkered look. That's a fun one, full of texture. This one has a nice kind of textured pattern. And this one is similar to these over here. It just has the more tila shape versus the half tila shape. So really cool. Love all of those. And again, you've got that bezel one, so you could add a flat back. These are really exciting to me because tila bracelets, just simple strung tila bracelets where it's just the tila shape and then the half tila shape and nothing else, are really trendy right now. So I am loving these little bead substitutes. I think those would be great just to add some metallic flavor to your little bracelet stacks there with all the tilas. So you could make some really fabulous summer jewelry with the help of these Cymbal findings. And we do have some jewelry, as you can see, in our design studio to help you play with those Cymbal findings even more. I've got links to all of these pieces in the video description. Some really fun ways to play with the Cymbal findings, so make sure you check those out on our website. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope that this inspires you to create some wonderful jewelry. So go out there and make some amazing jewelry. We would love to see it if you do. So thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.